All right, let's get the latest now, and we take you to Boksburg, Ekurhuleni, and that's where delegates to the ANC's National General Council are today breaking into commissions to discuss strategies to navigate the current political climate. And that's where we find Newzroom Afrika's Juniour Khumalo, who joins us live. Juniour, good evening to you. So today, the NGC breaking into various commissions, and this is where the party's policies are being refined. What can you tell us about that particular process? How far have they gone?
Indeed, Toli, today we saw most of the delegates being behind closed doors and discussing those important policies of the ANC, in particular those that focus on the renewal of the party, but also those that involve the changing and having proper and suitable leadership to lead the party going forward. Of course, the NGC, as a mid-term review process, comes at a time when they look back at the leadership that has been at the helm since being elected in 2022, but also looks forward towards the local government elections as well as the leadership to take the ANC forward. So speaking about the local government elections and how the ANC can strengthen itself, I am joined by someone who was put in charge of the intervention in local government, Mr. Dixon Masemola. Thank you so much, sir, for talking to Newzroom Afrika. You were one of those individuals who were identified by the ANC to assist in trying to deal with the numerous challenges at local government. How has that process been going so far?
Well, we are here at the National General Council of the ANC, a mid-term political meeting to come and assess the state of the organization, and to the extent that we, amongst other issues, are working on matters of municipalities and local government in particular. I could say that from the time when we started to engage post 2021 municipal elections to date, we have had a lot of political assessment of the performance of our municipalities, both at the level of regions, provinces, and of course that culminated in the Special National Executive Committee, which led to the national roll call, which took place some few weeks back. So where things are at the moment, we are responding to what I could say the state of local government reports and the analysis of the performance of our municipalities. That's what we are preoccupied on now, to make sure that we improve on areas of service delivery, so that people get water, get electricity, deal with potholes and other related matters of sewer, refuse, the aesthetics of our towns, and the environmental management. Those are matters that we're working on. We're also very closely looking at how do we correct and basically sharpen the instruments of our governance systems, so that politically and administratively those of our comrades who are charged with responsibility in many of municipalities where we are governing, including even where we are opposition parties, we have given them and we continue to reinforce their understanding and approach on how do you play opposition politics, because we also need to contest those areas and get power so that we can advance the NDR without any failure. We're also looking at how administratively the capabilities, the efficiency, effectiveness, and the extent to which those administrative units of our municipalities can best reinforce the rollout and the correction of where things might have gone wrong, but most importantly, to support the actual implementation of our manifestos, elections, which have been translated into IDPs of our municipalities. And of course, amongst other things that we are occasioning our municipalities, anticipating the fact that we're left with very few months between now and the next coming municipal elections. Roll out of massive accountability sessions. We're sharpening the accountability ecosystem of our municipalities. Ward councillors are instructed and expected to have ward meetings for answerability, accountability. Political office bearers of our municipalities must conduct public meetings throughout their areas of work, working together with traditional leaders, with civic organizations, civil society, communities generally, so that the ANC remains amongst the people, because the national democratic revolution It's about the people. So there's no revolution without the people. If we are far from the people, we are distanced, and they've got so much discontent about us, it means therefore that certain things would not be going quite okay. But where things are at the moment, we are occasioning our systems politically so that we can be able to occupy the length and breadth of our country in preparation for next year's municipal elections.
Some might argue that the wheels started coming off for the ANC, especially at local government when it comes to the big metros in Gauteng, one of those Ekurhuleni, and we've seen what has been coming out of that commission, the Madlanga Commission. Are you happy at the rate at which that particular municipality is dealing with some of these allegations that are coming out from there?
Well, if you look at the analysis of some of the major cities in our country, in fact, as far back as 2016, we began to lose our presence in the electoral support of our people in those areas. And to the extent that the past couple of years of the absence of the ANC, nothing fundamental changed in those areas, and no wonder why at the moment, working together with our coalition, partners in those areas, they have since appreciated and agreed that the ANC must be back at the center of governance. But of course, we're working through coalition, and we appreciate those relations because they are facilitating actual attention of services to our people. But to the extent that here in Ekurhuleni, things are unfolding, it's very important to give the Madlanga Commission its space and time to work on what could have been wrong things that happened in the city, and most probably appreciate the fact that the mayor of the city, at any given time of matters that were brought to their attention, they did not sleep on duty. They acted, they responded administratively, so politically, they have demonstrated leadership. This is what we require and that we need throughout the whole country where the ANC is governing. If things are not quite okay, we expect our mayors, our chief whips, our speakers, mayoral committees, including those full councils, to be very decisive. We need what we call a tactical agility and firmness of principle, if not meticulousness, with which they've got to handle those matters. And we are very much appreciative of the endeavor, the commitment, the seriousness with which our comrades are working. So it's a matter of us, reassuring South Africans that this ANC remains their only political instrument that has got the capacity to advance social transformation, and therefore they must give it an opportunity in as much as we humble ourselves before them with love, with discipline, because first thing first in a revolution is to love your people more than yourself. And that's what we want to tell South Africans, that we love them so much, we commit ourselves, we humble ourselves with discipline and honesty, that going forward, this movement remains your only vehicle towards better life for all.
So much, Mr. Masemula. That is Dixon Masemula. They was brought in by the ANC basically to try and stabilize local government and see how there are failings that have been happening, but to try and strategize as the ANC leadership to sort out the mess that has been happening at local government level. Speaking about Ekurhuleni, saying let us let the Madlanga Commission basically get to the bottom of what has happened in Ekurhuleni.